What's up, guys? How y'all doing? What's up, Faker? What's up, JR? Hungry Queens, what's going on? Barb, good to see you. What's up, Jilly? What's up, Bearded? Yo, Geeky, great to see you on the stream. All right. Thanks, JR. I appreciate that, man. Let's jump into this. Let me lower the music here. Okay. Good to see you, Kelly. Thanks for stopping by. All right. So we're still looking for Bitcoin to set up some sort of 4-hour structure to break. There are some positive signs here, but one thing that I don't like is that we haven't pulled this yet. We haven't pulled the golden pocket yet. I would like to see us come to this, especially because we're building up a lot of liquidity under here that could be swept to fill all the orders that are sitting here at the golden pocket. So that's definitely something to be aware of. In terms of 4-hour structure, nothing's really changed since yesterday's stream. We didn't really set a high in here. I was hoping that we might set a high here or wherever that was yesterday. We didn't end up setting one. We do have the possibility to set one here, which is nice. So maybe we come up and then sweep and then break and then go. Or maybe we can come all the way up. Yeah, there's the 4-hour highs up here. So it just depends. 4-hour is setting at nice. I do like that we're at least making a high, because in this entire drop down here, we haven't really set a high. And there's still 2 hours left in this candle. Of course, anything can happen, but it is something to be aware of. We were looking at kind of the sweep of the low last night, but yeah, I think it must have been back here. Yeah, because I wanted to see it set a high first, then sweep, and then break. There are some positive signs, though. So there's a possibility that we could be creating a Wyckoff accumulation here with these 3 taps, which is kind of the reason for this long. I'm way less confident in this long than like all of the longs that we were taking in this range back here, because just simply because the 4-hour structure is bearish. It's more likely that I mean, I would love to see it come hit the target, right? But it's not as likely as back here. But it is a 2.5 to 1 trade, so went ahead and hopped in after we had this SFP, and then we had a 5-minute break of structure. I hopped in here, but then after that we also had a 15-minute break of structure here with that 15-minute candle close. So there's a little bit of hope that we might be able to get some sort of recovery here. Where I'll be watching for like structure breaks to maybe exit the position is going to be at these previous lows here on like 112.400, because we would get a lot of supply up here from the morning. The zones that I'm looking for below us remain the same. It's kind of these 3 areas if we're not going to create a new low on the daily. Our golden pocket, this untapped demand, and then this 786 untapped demand order block. This would be really nice to come to, and that area is like 109.600. So if we get any sort of like structure break here, like 30-minute, 1 hour, that would be a nice place to look for, especially if we do end up setting a 4-hour high somewhere up here, wherever that may be, because then we can kind of get posturing for whichever one of these zones to give us like a 4-hour market structure break of some kind, right? Whether it looks like this, whether it looks like this, right? But something that allows us to get back in targeting this and ultimately targeting this weekly high up here. So far, like we said, the daily and the 4-hour are bearish, so we should be favoring shorts. Let's look at the morning price action. So we did break 15 here, and then they SFP'd it, stopped everyone out, and then Doji and Gulf pushed it down this morning. I like that we swept this kind of after 3 p.m., after the close. That was one of the reasons I took this trade as well, because we swept the New York lows, which is nice. If we throw on like kill zone. Yeah, like we swept multiple kill zones here. We had like this untapped Asia kill zone, and then we had the New York kill zone. So I did like the time that kind of occurred. And then we had Kyle was kind of looking at the same thing, so jumped into that. Oh, I left the timer up here. Hold on. Okay. Let's switch. The bearish areas remain the same, so it's still previous lows here like 114.400. It's still like 115.400, and then the last supply up here around 116.600 with our 786. And yeah, today was pretty uneventful. I kind of hoped that we would get like a 1-hour structure break here. Like I have this alarm still set. Let's actually move this down to where structure is now. So I was kind of hoping that this 1 hour would break so we could get into like a bigger position to come up to one of these levels. But we haven't broken that yet. To break 1 hour structure, we do have to come above like 113.300. That is the target for my trade here. If we do complete this Wyckoff model, it's generally going to look something like this. So we're going to come up here. We're going to flag out, pop up above the range, flag out, and then get some sort of extension if this does end up being Wyckoff. And after the extension, we'll have a mitigation, and that'd be where I look for a bigger long to come up here. I don't really just want to repeat everything from yesterday because I don't want you guys to have to watch everything again. So if you want to know like why we're looking at these levels, you check out yesterday's stream. But really, we have fibs, things like that for confluence, but really it's just where's the unmitigated demand, right? Here, here, and here. Everywhere else as we came up has been mitigated. It did a really good job of mitigating areas. We had this unmitigated area here that we kind of dropped through, but the only ones that are left, because all of this down here is mitigated, right? We break out, mitigation, continue, mitigate here. So all of this has been mitigated except for these three areas. That's where if we're not going to pull these lows, I would expect a bounce out of either here, here, or here. So that's kind of the synopsis of why we're looking there. All right. Let's take a look at our indications here. We do have some bull divs and stuff, which is nice. We got a little bit of positive posturing. Again, I would love to see 4-hour structure form, but in order for us to form it anywhere that's not up here, that does mean we have to sweep these lows again. Yeah. All right. Do you guys have any questions on Bitcoin? Or any questions from the stream yesterday or anything you guys want to go over? JR the bear? What makes him a bear? Yeah, JR. Yeah. Yeah, it's great to see all you guys start looking at kind of the same levels that I'm looking at. Seeing you guys win is the reason I have the channel. It's amazing. Hey, we're getting a little bit of some positive posturing here. We might get a new 5-minute strong low here, which is nice. Let's check out like the 90-minute. Yeah, I'll look at all the altcoins in a minute. I just want to make sure I answered everything on Bitcoin because nothing really happened today. Pretty boring day. If you guys have any altcoins you want to look at, you can throw them in the chat. Oh, did any of you guys put a 1 in chat if you guys took the long with Kyle that he put in the Discord? Of course. You can always go over Wyckoff. Nice, Barb. I'm in with you. We'll see. Yeah, so the Wyckoff model. So there's two different types of Wyckoff models. So I was looking at either one of these to form. So the first one is going to be, there's one problem I have with this Wyckoff model that makes me question a little bit of it. There's the first that, 4-hour structure hasn't broken, but also that generally this second leg of the Wyckoff model here, generally you want this to break structure. So like this would look better if it was like 1 hit to the low, 2 hits to the low, break of structure, 3 hits to the low, and then go. So it's a little weird looking, right? But I still like it. I mean, we did get like an internal break of structure. Normally don't really look at that. I also have a little FOMO for trading since I just got back. But well, there was a couple things I was looking at. So the Wyckoff model is either a Model 1 or a Model 2. So the Model 1 is going to be where you hit the low, you sweep that low, and then you come back down and sweep it again. That's a Model 3. Just generally keep in mind that you want to see a break of structure here, generally, before you come down for the third tap. Now, a Wyckoff Model 2 is going to be where instead of breaking the low here, you just bounce off of this order block here. Right? So I was actually looking at this here, and if we had gotten this break of structure here after this tap, I would have jumped into the long as well from here. But we didn't. We didn't get the break of structure. That's why you wait for confirmation when you enter. Finally got that SFP, and then we broke structure on some scalpy time frames. So there are some better examples of Wyckoff models that we traded before here we can look at. So this would be an example of like a Model 2 Wyckoff, right? So this is what we were talking about back in August, the beginning of August. So you see you get the one hit of the low, the second hit of the low, and then the third hit of the low. And this is a model 2 because we pull the low, set a high, pull the low again, break that high, and then we come down and mitigate. And that happens at this order block here instead of a new low. So we have this untested order block on the 1 hour. And this would be your Model 2, right? So if you wanted to take a picture of like what a Model 2 looks like, you take a screenshot of this, because generally you want to see this, the break of structure after the second hit. I believe that was, yeah, so that was actually on the 4 hour as well. Like this is what I would call like an S tier setup or like an A plus setup, right? Because you have your 4 hour structure breaking, you have the retest of the order block at the lows, and then it was also like a 786 or something too, right? But this is a beautiful, beautiful Wyckoff accumulation model. And they're really nice to see because you'll see them all the time on Bitcoin. Like you have like this 3-hit one here that we had back at the 70K lows. Again, this one didn't break structure, so it kind of looks like the one that we have now, right? Where you have 1, 2, 3 hits of the low. And this would be a model 1 as well. And then we had a distribution model. It's the same thing upside down here, where we had 1, 2, 3 hits to the high. You had like an SFP here. It's kind of like a little bit of a break of structure because we had our real daily low here. So we had our structure break here, right? So set a high, set a low, set a high, break structure, come back up, down you go, right? So that's kind of the distribution model as well. We got a really nice distribution model on the gold pair as well when we were at the top here. And if you're looking for what that looks like upside down, it's the same thing. It's just would be accumulation, and this is model 1. And model 2 is that 4 hour one that we saw back over here, or back over here. Does that answer your question? Awesome. What's up, Mike? How's it going, bro? What's up to the moon? Good to see you. I don't think I've seen you in here before. Thanks for stopping by on the... I think I might go back to this time slot for a little bit. I am a little sick today, so sorry about the voice and a little tired, but we'll get through this. Let's look at ETH now. I haven't really looked at ETH today. Okay. So ETH, okay, so I still like this trade on ETH. Since ETH is as well setting kind of a 4 hour high here. So if we sweep the low and then get a break of structure, we'll have a 4 hour break of structure that we can then trade on ETH. So we'll have to see if we do end up getting that sweep tomorrow or tonight. Still think the bearish target for looking for a short, assuming we don't break 4 hour structure, if we are going to get like a nice little pump out of this, I would still be looking at a rejection here since we would be under bearish 4 hour market structure until this high here. Yeah, ETH didn't really do anything today either. Okay. And we still have the levels lower that we're looking for. Let's see. That we're looking for down here. About like 3,900, 3,800, and then 3,719 to like 3,500. This is like the dream trade here. And then the order block lows is like 3,480. But really we're just waiting for some sort of high time frame structure break to indicate that we can start targeting some weak highs again. Yeah, ETH didn't really do much. Very choppy day, guys. Yeah, so in order for us to even get like a 30-minute break, we would have to close above 4,300. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay. PAAL. Yeah, sure. Oh, man. So this thing pumped back in March, April, and has done nothing but dump since then. Um, yeah, if we're looking at this, we would need some sort of structure break. Otherwise, the place that would interest me is a sweep of the low. Let's see if there's like somewhere that has more histories or like futures on this thing. Ooh, that's gross chart. Poloniex. Alright, so let's see what I can tell you. So, yeah, ever since this lost daily structure here, it's kind of just been dumping, and then every time it comes back, like stops out all the shorts and then dumps more. So we would have a daily bullish structure break here. Yeah, I know you're looking at spot. I would say it's not quite ready yet for spot. You could definitely pull this. You could definitely pull a penny. So I would wait for at least 4 hour, which it is setting up for like a nice risk to reward on like a range retracement trade here on the 4 hour. So if you do come and break like 56, if you do come and break like 56.50, then you would have some sort of bullish 4 hour market structure. Your first target would have to be here, like 7 cents. And then ultimately you can try to run it all the way up to the daily structure break. If the daily structure breaks, then you may have like a good spot trade that you can hold, right? Because then this becomes a daily strong low, and you can kind of just leave your stop where it is and leave a runner, and maybe you can, catch something nice out of it. But I would let it prove it to you that it's ready, Joey. So I would set an alert here at 56 cents. That may change if we set a new 4 hour high, of course, but for now, I would set an alert at 5.6 cents. If that breaks, I like this trade. I would take however much satisfies you at like 7 cents, and then you can take TP2 at 9.5 cents, and then you can leave your moon bag to try to come to these higher targets. But I wouldn't touch it until that happens. Awesome. Okay. Ondo. Yeah, we can go to Ondo. When have I? Let's see. Well, hey, we looking at it down here to come back to this decision block. Got a nice pump, and now it's basically right back where it was. Tapped this order block that we were looking for, like 8 cents. That's not bad. Okay. Nice. Well, let's do it again. Okay. So it is under. Let's see. If you break daily bullish here, bearish here, bullish, you get bearish, you break your bullish here. Yeah, so it is under daily bullish market structure with your strong low here. Let's see. It is under 12-hour bearish after here, but it kind of SFP'd that. So let's add back our order block here. When did we break out of that? We haven't really broken anything out of it. So to break 15 out of it, we have to break this. Okay, so I can tell you a couple things. So I do like that it set a 4-hour high here. So if it does sweep the low and then break the high here, you do have a nice long trade then to target up here. And possibly higher, right? But I would take some profit at a dollar here, or like set some structure guards here. So like if you come up here and you break 15-minute, I would consider taking some profit. That's kind of the patient play that I see. If you're looking for like a more aggressive play, I would like to see. Is this 1 hour too? Yeah, it's 1 hour. I would like to see 96.10 break. If you break 96.10, you probably have to wait for some sort of retracement, just for risk to reward purposes, since your strong low is down here. But you are under daily bullish market structure on this coin, so I do like it better than other things right now. So that's kind of the two trades that I can give you. There's a short up here. If you break 15 up here, there's a short. But I would like to see either 96 break, or we sweep this low and then break market structure out of that. Those are kind of the two trades that I see right now. And you're going to have a little problems at $1, and you're going to have a little bit of issues at $1.07. If you break that, everything else is mitigated. So you should be fine to target here. So it's like TP1, TP2, and then TP3 up here. That's what I see on Ondo. 1 second. All right. SEI? Yeah. Check it out. So SEI is still under daily bearish market structure after this break here. you can kind of put it, you just put it there for now. And then in order to break back bullish, actually, that's not true. So we broke back bullish here. Yeah, so we have our strong low here. Okay, this might, let's see. We dumped to our 886. We ranged here. We initiated out. We're kind of mitigating this like order block here right now. Let's see what kind of structure we have on smaller time frames. We're setting, okay, so similarly to the other coins that we've been looking at, yeah. I mean, as long as we don't break daily down here at like 26 cents, I agree with you, Kelly. If you start breaking that, you're looking at least like 25, 21. Most likely you're looking at coming back to this decision block here, like 23 cents. But if you hold this, then it looks a lot better. I do like that, just like what we were talking about on Ondo. So this is another coin that's under daily bullish. If we come down on the 4 hour, so if we set this high, break that low, and then come back up and break the high, this I like a lot. And you know, you can retrace for like half your position to get a better risk to reward, but you'd ultimately be it's already a 3-to-1. Yeah, so for this trade to be valid though, you have to understand we have to pull the low for this 4 hour trade to be valid. So this is kind of the like patient trader's trade, is pulling the low down here on SCI and then breaking structure, and then you could take this trade to target up here. Now, if you're looking for a more aggressive trade, we have 15. We do have 15. You would have to get some sort of nice mitigation. You'd have to get a break here. You have to get a break of like 30 cents, and then you'd look for a mitigation trade, like a 5-minute breakdown here to go higher. Those are kind of the two trades that I see, and that would be getting in probably at this demand here. So like if we initiate out, mitigate, and then go, those are kind of the two trades that I see. So I'd set an alert down here at like 27.76. If you pull that, then you're looking to break wherever the 4 hour high is. Right now it sits around 29.84. Otherwise, you're looking for a break of like 30, 40, and then you're looking for some sort of pullback with lower time frame structure to get in to come back up to target some of these higher areas. Right now, we have a 4 hour. We have a 4 hour golden pocket, which would be the first target. Your first target right now would be I would watch structure here, but I wouldn't necessarily take profit here unless you get like a 15-minute break at like 31.71. I would take profit at like 33.29, and then your next take profit would be at like 36 bucks. That's what I see right now. But SCI is under daily structure, so if you do break 4 hour, like if we get the patient trade of like pulling the low and then breaking 4 hour structure, you can target up here or up here, right? You can target like 36.26 and then hopefully higher on a daily break. In terms of like a lower entry, I like SFPing this low. SFPing 26.30. Closing below 26.30 I don't like, but I like SFPing it. That's kind of the three trades that I see right now on SCI. All right, yeah, we can look at Pengu. I like this order block retest. And Pengu's one of the ones that, okay, so we did pull daily bear structure here. And then we got rejected from, looks like, a golden pocket. Yeah. So we flipped the daily bearish here. Kind of similar to what, this is similar to what Bitcoin did, just a little more compressed. So we broke the daily bearish here. I think we talked about this before. I just have it on another chart. And then we rejected from the golden pocket, came back down to kind of mitigate this range. We would want to see either it pull this low in SFP or hold this low if you're wanting higher prices. Otherwise, this order block is your next target, around like 24.3 here. If you don't hold the SFP here. Let's see what the shorter time frames look like. So it looks like we might have some structure here. Did we pull this low? We did. Okay. Nice. So if we break 1 hour out of this, I could see a move back up to like 33.80. That would be breaking bullish structure here. Breaking structure here, looking for some sort of mitigation to come higher, right? It's like a 1.5, yeah. So if you can get like a pullback to make it like a 2 to your first take profit, that'd be nice. Take some profit there, and then you can leave a runner up to like these higher levels. My next take profit would be around like 37.3, and then ultimately the highs around the golden pocket, around like 0.4. So it'd be like TP1, TP2, and then TP3 up here. I do like that. So it depends on like the parent structure. I've gone over this before, Bearded. It's like I don't mind going over it again, of course, but it depends, right? So like if your 4 hour structure is bullish, then I will trust like a 5 or 15-minute break a lot more. Whereas if like the 4 hour structure is bearish, if like your daily is bearish and your 4 hour structure is bearish, I'm gonna look for if it's gonna be like a longer trade, at least like a 1 hour break of structure. Whereas if the daily and 4 hour are bearish and I'm looking for a short trade, it's going to follow the same rules as like a longwood bullish structure. So I'm going to trust like a 15-minute break a lot more in a downtrend on the 4 hour versus an uptrend on the 4 hour. And I would look for those higher time frame breaks just because it's more likely. The 1 hour is much more likely to flip your 4 hour bullish than your 15-minute is if they're in alignment, right? So it just depends on what your bias time frame is, and then you kind of adjust your entry time frame based on that. But yeah, I like a 1 hour break here at like 31. Otherwise, I would like it to set a 4 hour sweep and break, but this hasn't done enough work to set any 4 hour highs yet. So it's kind of like Bitcoin. It's just like one candle behind because it hasn't, like Bitcoin's kind of setting a 4 hour now if it continues to pump, which looks like we are getting continued upward movement, which is nice, but we'll have to see how that materializes. Yeah, but Kelly, I do like where it's bouncing from. It just needs to prove a little bit more for me to trust it with entering along. So I would let it prove that it can break 1 hour first. Radium? Man, I haven't looked at radium in forever. Yeah, let's look at radium. Radium. Yeah, we haven't looked at radium since the 9th of September. Okay. What happened? So radium is under daily bullish market structure as well. After this break here, you have your strong low here. You're retesting demand. Okay. You're retesting demand here. Yeah, let's take a look at this. All right. Man, so much of this stuff looks the same. I would favor coins that we look at that are under daily bullish market structure, of course. Like, these coins look better. Radium, I believe, also recently had, like, a golden cross, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, there could be some potential here. Let's see. So kind of similar to some other coins that we're looking at, I kind of like the same trades. So if you break 1 hour here, mitigate, continue. I like this trade. You would have to set your alert at like 294-ish and then wait for that proof of the move, and then just you would have your strong low here. So you're just looking for risk versus reward. You're going to have a little resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, but you could target this upper high up here, which is not a bad move. Let's see. Yeah, I'd want to see a little bit of a retracement off that. I'll show you the better trade that I would like. Yeah, like if we come back to this demand that we're creating right now, that's like a 4-to-1 trade. So I like that. Some sort of mitigation and then continuation after a break of this 1 hour high. Obviously, just adjust your entry based on the risk reward that you're looking for with this new strong low. What I would like more would be the 4 hour market structure situation that we're talking about. So Radium set a nice 4 hour high here. So if Radium dumps, sweeps that low, comes up, breaks, then you have a much more trusted, like a 4 hour break. Then you can definitely target up here. That's a 4-to-1. So those are kind of the two trades I see on Radium. So I would set my alerts at 294, and then I would set my alerts at 262. Whichever one goes off first. If it goes off up here, then you're just looking for some sort of retracement, and then like a 5-minute break here that you can use as your stop loss to target some of these upper ranges. Take profit here and here, and then you can kind of leave a runner up to the highs. And that, if you use 5-minute structure, like after the 1 hour break, your risk to reward will get much better, right? Because you can use that 5-minute strong low, and then you're getting like a 19. Obviously, it would have to make the whole run, right? But even to like these lows is like a 6, and this is like a 10, right? So I like the mitigation trade, but it has to break this 1 hour structure first, and then you're looking for like a 5-minute downtrend to form. When that 5-minute downtrend breaks, you hop into the trade, and these are your targets. Otherwise, you're looking for a 4 hour sweep at the low, come back up, break the high, and then go up from there. Does that make sense? I know I kind of explained that a little bit fast. I'm just trying to see if you guys got that. Awesome, Turtle. Oh, yeah. We already did Ondo, Manuel. If you go back like 15 minutes or so, we did Ondo. All right, guys. Well, as always, thank you so much for stopping by the stream. Today was a pretty boring day, but we managed. I love when you guys ask questions. Thank you for the question about Wyckoff. I get to explain stuff. But yeah, those are the trades I'm looking for. We'll see if this long plays out. Like I said, it's a possible Wyckoff. I always take a shot on Wyckoff accumulations, especially if the risk to reward is there. Make sure you join the free Discord. It's pinned at the top of the chat. It's completely free. We talk about trades all the time. Kyle gave an amazing trade setup today, and we're going to continue taking trades. I'm still working out how to do that breakout challenge. We're definitely going to do that as well. Make sure you subscribe. Give the stream a like on your way out. My name's Wave Cipher. Much love. Trade safe. Wave Cipher out.